Got Mario over here hanging out with me on the sound. You'll probably catch him in some of the camera angle changes. Folks, if you're in here in Jives Coffee Lounge, 16 Cold Run Court in the old Colorado City neighborhood of Colorado Springs, or watching online because you happen to see somebody share a link and you weren't really sure what this is about, every month I will take one music act and give them a 40-minute set on the stream, or I'll take two poetry, comedy, some other kind of spoken act, give them 20 minutes each on the stream because I want to showcase some artists that we have here in the area. But here's one of the kickers. No covers, no covers, no covers on the live stream. I am here, as I've done with my live streams over the past 10 years, to showcase the singer-songwriter, the poet-writer, the creative, and their own original material. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, we're going to get our feature ready to go, and then we're going to do a Q&A because I love getting to know the artist, and I love for you guys to get to know the artist. At the end of the stream, I'll go over some of the other things going on to include how we do booking for our live stream. I might even touch on the Friday showcases that I book for here at Jives. But if you are here in the Colorado Springs area, the fun doesn't end at 8 o'clock because we still have another 2 hours of open mic to go through. So come on down to Jives Coffee Lounge. Once again, that's 16 Cold Run Court in Old Colorado City, right across from Bancroft Park. Come hang out with us. Enjoy the night. Who knows? You might find yourself inspired. In the meantime, this evening's featured artist is somebody I met a few months ago. It feels like forever and only yesterday, all at the same time. He stumbled in here. He's part of a unofficial trio that I call my coffee shop crooners. One is Mario over here on the soundboard, and I love his voice. I knew the first time I heard him that once I got a few more shows under his belt, I was going to try and get him on the live stream. He's got an all-original set for you. We're going to let him get to it. Those of you watching online and those of you here in Jives right now, please put your hands together. Drum some up, Mike Loves. Welcome to the stage, Trippin' Billy.
Thank you. As he said, I'm Tripping Billy. I just moved here from Montana earlier this year. I'm part of an unofficial duet up there, or an official duet. Never really know unofficial versus official. But let's give a round of applause for the musicians that's played already. We had some phenomenal acts to start the night off. Kind of made me feel a little nervous here, So this first song's called Burn. I wrote it actually sitting here at Jives Coffee Lounge. So it's going to be fun for everybody. Okay? All right. Heading down the valley, I think I didn't mean get us on flames and no one to save. Even the shadows got nowhere to hide. Hold my breath and I head down inside. Going down, down, burn it all down. My head on my shoulders and I'm looking around. See nothing around you except your ghost. He thrusts his fists up against the post. Nothing is coming, no time to go. Love hits hard, then it burns it slow. Nothing in hand but a cigarette. Stand on the corner and I'll never forget. Now, how I think it's a sound. Looking at my feet and I think it's around. Cook it up quick on a silver spoon. Take it off the streets and take it back to a room. I've been here once before. Hear the lock click and I come to the door. Man in blue, come on inside. Take a look around, I got nothing to hide. Long gone, my baby, she's gone. Dancing all night with her red shoes on. So down, now I've got a ways to go. Take a breath and lean back on my radio. Know I've heard your voice before. whispering out my window and knocking at my door. Don't you worry, there's nothing to fear. An angel on your shoulder and the devil in your ear. Hold me and get me out of sight. Worry, down, I got nothing to hide. Hold your breath and I'll make it clear. Devil on your shoulder and an angel in your ear. Bones are aching and my mind's filled to the ground. Another day older and deeper in doubt. Nothing here but blood and gold. Leaves your body aching, dead and cold. Now, ready to go. Just lean back on my radio. A voice is coming and it sounds so clear. The devil on your shoulder and death is all you hear.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, anyone here familiar with Mark Twain's The Mysterious Stranger? So this song was kind of based off of after I read that book. And it was kind of funny because I read that while I was living on someone's couch in Missoula, Montana, after shortly coming up there for the first time.
Do you remember the people living in the valley so far away? So far away. They didn't work their 9 to 5. They didn't worry when they died. Ooh, how sweet. Ooh, how sweet. And then the stranger came to town. And then the stranger came to town. A serpent up in the tree. Never thought that it could be so easy to lose our way. Lose our way. Look at me, I'm so naked. Look at you, you're so wicked. We need some cover, hide our shame. Hide our shame. Oh. And then the stranger came to town. And then the stranger came to town. Marching through your cities, marching through your homes, marching through your countries, reaping what we've sown. We'll follow the stranger. We'll follow the stranger. We'll follow the stranger to hide our shame. Oh.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. It's been a real pleasure to play here at Jives. It's been a lot of fun, and it's so great to see so many new musicians here every time I come down here. It would kind of get boring if I knew everybody. All right, so this next song, like I said, I moved from Montana beginning of this year. I was there for 7 years, and it might shock some of you, but Montana's filled with country musicians. And I have a very good friend up there named TJ Overcast. And he bet me one day, he's like, a hippie like yourself can't write a country western song. And I go, fat chance, watch this. With a head full of acid and my throat is dry. The night's still young, so let's go for a ride. Let's go on for a ride. Well, the clock's still ticking, but the time's not up. Come on, get a move on, come on, get up. Let's go on for a ride. When you've got nowhere to be, in the open road all you can see. So don't kick off them boots, put on them dancing shoes. Oh yeah, baby, let's go for a ride. Don't slick back ahead and let your face go long. Come on, get a move on, come on, get on. Let's go on for a ride. Got enough hash till the county line. Whatever it costs, I will pay the fine. Let's go on for a ride. When you've got nowhere to be, in the open roads all you can see. So don't kick off them boots, put on them dancing shoes. Oh yeah, baby, let's go for a ride. When you've got nowhere to be, in the open roads all you can see. So don't hop on the train, let's leave behind the rain. Oh yeah, baby, let's go for a ride. With a head full of acid, let's pretend to dream. We'll ride these rails till they're out of steam. Let's go on for a ride. Let's go on for a ride. Thank you. It's funny, I was just talking to, I have a friend up in Havre, Montana named Joey Todd. He was here last week playing lead guitar for me. He's the other half of Tripping Billy. And it was funny because we were talking. He was like, you know, we should do a Blues Brothers set, because the amount of times that we've gone to places in Montana, it's like, you guys play country western? It's like, we certainly do, sort of. All right, so this next song here is one of the first songs I played here at Jive's Coffee House, or Lounge, Coffee House, Coffee Lounge. Depends what part of the country you're in, right? It's like Coke versus, you know, pop or soda. I hate when people are just refer, oh, we only have Coke. And it's like, you only have Coke? Okay, I'll take a Diet Coke. Oh, it's Pepsi products only. Southerners. Black magic woman put a spell on me. Was just going around her emerald room, with a kiss took me to a room. Wrote my name down in a book. Poison in my blood, dark magic spells disguising love.
magic woman got a spell on me. Wrote my name down in her book. One little taste is all it took. Called my name and threw up her hands. Just a boy playing as a man. Black magic woman, what have you done to me? Done to me. Both the winds tear down the wall. Hear my baby cry from down the hall. Stoke the fire and turn over the coals. Baby left me here dead and cold. Scratched my name out of her book. One little taste is all it took. Called my name and threw up her hands. Just a boy playing as a man. Black magic woman, what have you done to me? Done to me. Done to me. Done to me. Thank you. That song has a darker story behind it, but I'm not going to say that dark story in a family-friendly establishment. But if you want, I do tell it at my other shows, which is always a fun time. So this next song is I always thought of the Samson and Delilah story. I love that story. And it's one of the most interesting things to me. Although it makes me scratch my head and be like, man, Samson must have been a really, really bad partner to have her turn that quick. Just brutal. So I was kind of thought that Samson might have been like more of a harsher, abusive, bad person. And this is kind of the song about that, in more modern speaking. Look out the window, see the sun go down. The good Lord with a shovel put him 6 foot on the ground. With the kiss he lays down his head, closes his eyes and can't find his bed. A little too soon, a little too late. Come and lick the floor before heaven's gate. I'm going down, down, over again. Every time you lose and every time you win. Say to them, my pretty little angel, tell me what do you see? Poor dirty sinner, ugly vile, grab you by the hair and ride you for a mile. Clip her wings so she can't fly, take her down and make her mine. Spend all my time in mind, your ghost for my baby lying dead on gold. Won't you please tell me one more time? Tell me I'm just wasting my time with you, baby. Tell me, maybe. Tell me I'm drunk. Tell me I'm crazy. Here my baby comes, give me a grin. My pretty little angel with a hellhound within. Speaks to me so tender and fine. Showers me in grace and drowns me in wine. Comes to my bed, naked and sweet. Sending shivers from my head to my feet. Won't you please tell me that you really care. Whisper words of love and cuts my hair. Tied me to an old steel chair. One last kiss before she left me there. Won't you please tell me one more time? Tell me I'm just wasting my time with you, baby. Tell me maybe. Tell me I'm drunk. Tell me I'm crazy. God's gone away, take my angel too. These wounds haven't healed and these eyes are still blue. I'll shake these chains and bring these pillars down and bury me, God. 6 foot in the ground.
Thank you. So this next song, something weird happened last week. It was my daughter's birthday on Sunday. I was busy celebrating it, having a good time. And apparently some guys came by and stole a whole bunch of my music equipment out of my car. The funny part about it is they didn't take the guitar, they didn't take the credit card, they didn't take the jewelry. They took my bag of chords and my harmonica, and they took my kick drum. So I had to scramble last week before I had a whole bunch of gigs and get some new ones. So a lot of these songs would have harmonica accompanying it, but I still have my C harmonica. So this next song has a C harmonica in it.
Fall in love with you. Please don't fall in love with me. I promise I won't fall in love with you. As we lay down in our shared beds with bittersweet dreams drifting through our heads. One last kiss before we turn out the lights. We both get lost in these LED lights, and I wonder why things will change and why everything now feels so strange. And I wonder why you just lay there and cry. Everything I try and all that I strive to do for you, I want you to hold me fast and love me true. But I know that you just walk away and find a new lover in some brighter days. Don't fall in love with me. I promise I won't fall in love with you. Please don't fall in love with me. I promise I won't fall in love with you. Don't you know once those words I said, they can't be taken back to the day we're dead. I promise I will do you no wrong. These dreams of yours are somewhere I don't belong. So please don't fall in love with me. I just don't think I can make it through another day, another my dream, another chance to tear you apart at the seams. So I'll drown myself in the weeds and the wine. I know that you'll get wise to me in time. So please don't fall in love with me, and I promise I won't fall in love with you. Please don't fall in love with me. And I promise I won't fall in love with you. Please don't fall in love with me. And I promise I won't fall in love with you. Please don't fall in love with me. And I promise I will fall in love with you.
Thank you. That's another song I wrote as I actually sat here at Jives. There's a lot of songs out of my original stuff that when I started going to open mics more, I made a challenge to myself to try to write a new song right before I went on. And it was extremely stressful, and I don't know why I did this myself, but some interesting songs came out. All right, so this next one is a little bit different, but I enjoy singing it. It's fun.
In the clouds and the rain comes down, soaks in your skin and soaks in the ground. One last special message to go, leave the message unread, and hang up the phone. Thus it comes without any cost. The price of your love won't cover your loss. But a kiss can hold you through when one in one leaves you empty and blue. Baby in the crib, mother in the sheets, and daddy's long gone with nothing to eat. Drives through the night, cries to the sky, God steps off the throne, spits in daddy's eyes. Hold your breath, bite down on your tongue. Needle and thread, but the needle's still stung. Make your down those dirty old streets. The radio hums, a drop of sin in the sheet. One little taste is all it took. Scribble your name in a little black book. Nipping at her heels, going up her skirt. Hungry for love, but hungrier to her. Baby in the crib, mother in the sheets, and daddy's long gone with nothing to eat. Drives through the night, cries to the sky. God steps off his throne, spits in daddy's eyes. Where have you gone? Where have you been? Can't seem to win. All I do is hurt. I'm going down and nowhere to turn. Lie on the ground with your face in the dirt.
Thank you. I got a few more songs here. Actually, funny enough, so Saturday, if you guys want to see me again and see the covers I do as well, Saturday I play. Oh, where do I play on Saturday? Oh, Ohana Kava Bar is where I play on Saturday, starting at 9 to 11. And then Sunday I play at Cristola Roadhouse. It was actually a person I met here that booked me there. And that's at like 3. So I got a couple more songs for you guys. This is the last song I actually wrote before I moved from Montana.
knows my name, I'm gonna leave this town. Leave behind the rain, I've got to go where nobody knows my shame. This town, go where no one knows my name, I'm gonna leave this town. Leave behind the rain, I've got to go where nobody knows my shame. But you, I was young, I was strong, I had the strength to carry on. Back in the day, I'd like to say I knew what's right, I knew what's wrong. But now I'm not too sure, I need a cure, I need something to bring me back again. Goodbye, my friends, this is the end. I'll take the wine, I'll take the song. This town, these doors won't work for you, someone's changed the key. You can find me in old photographs of memory that used to be, and I'll see on the other side, brother, I'll see you on the other side. Thank you. One more? All right. Let's see. So, anyone here? I'm guessing that people have all heard of who Edgar Allan Poe is, right? All right. So this song is based off of one of his poems, and it's one of my. I started writing it when I was like 16. I couldn't figure out how to finish it until like a month ago. Won't you come and wander, wander with me? Won't you come and wander, wander with me? She came from the hilltops, she came from the sea. She wanted nothing more than to love, be loved by me. Please won't you tell me your name? 'Cause I know I've seen you before. Feel like I've known you all my life. In a dream, a memory stored. Won't you come and wander, wander with me? Won't you come and wander, wander with me? I built her a kingdom by the sea. With a love that was more than love alone, just her and me. Still, she said, my love. Won't you come and wander, wander with me? 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 All right, once again, I'm Tripping Billy. You can find me on Instagram at Tripping Billy Music. Other than that, I have nothing. Except, you know, some credit card debt.
Let's keep it going for Tripping Billy, everybody, please. All right, here we go. My favorite part of the night. Let me kill that real quick. There you go. You can go ahead and unplug. We'll cradle her. For those of you just tuning in, once again, this is the Front Range Groove, our monthly feature segment of the Overpaired Open Mic on the last Wednesday of every month. I will bring you one music act or two spoken acts, give them a platform to share their original material live online. Some of you online right now watching from YouTube, courtesy of the Outlaw Poet channel, an Outlaw Poet releasing. Some of you watching on Facebook, courtesy of the Jives Coffee Lounge page. Now I'm going to talk about the bread and butter of the event a little later, but first, I like to get to know the artist. So, Derek Hahn, a.k.a. Trippin' Billy, just performed a nice little set for us. Now, since this is our first time doing an interview like this together, I do want to start at the beginning. If you could briefly just give me just a brief little roll-up on how you started with music and then with specifically songwriting.
So I grew up in the DC metro area. And it was kind of one of those things. If I was an angry middle schooler, and I got really into Pink Floyd, and I really got into like Grateful Dead and stuff, and just kind of rolled right into. I started thinking of songs myself after I started listening to a lot more music, and it was kind of funny because I started writing it before I actually knew how to play guitar. I still don't know how to actually play the guitar, but.
That's okay. No, like one of my favorite examples, something I didn't know until I think I was in 5th grade when I started developing the love I have for my favorite band, U2. I'm watching their music doc, Rattle and Hum, and when they did the collab with B.B. King, they're showing the behind-the-scenes footage before that evening's performance, and Bono's going through with B.B. about the song, and they start talking about chords, and B.B.'s immediately, I don't know chords, man. I don't know chords. I just get somebody to show it to me. I don't know chords. That amazed me, but over the years, I've met a great many musicians who didn't. So how did you get around that when it came to the actual songwriting?
Stubbornness.
There you go.
It was kind of fun. In 3rd grade, I had a piano teacher, like all good Asian boys do. And the teacher told me I'm tone deaf and I'll never know how to play an instrument. So when I got my hands on a guitar one Christmas, I self-taught myself the best I could. Still not anywhere close to knowing how to do lead at all, but I do know chords.
Okay.
And I learn more every time I learn a new song. That's why I like playing covers, is I get to learn how chords go together.
Okay, all right, cool. So now you picked up a guitar. You really kind of fell in love, I guess, with all of that. You touched on this, I think, during your performance, and I know you often do during open mic sets. What would you say were your earlier inspirations, your musical touchstones when it came to songwriting?
So what got me into songwriting was actually writing poetry. I started writing poetry in the 6th grade, and I'm dyslexic, quite seriously. And I was flunking 6th grade, and to try to figure out how to write poetry, my mom showed me Johnny Cash, or no, it was Cat Stevens. Oh my God, this is a fundamental song to me. The Little Boy Blue and the Man on the Moon.
Cat's in the Cradle.
Yeah, Cats in the Cradle. And she taught me that's how you write ballads. And so I started writing ballads in that formation of Cats in the Cradle. And then when I got to middle school, it kind of just more clicked.
That's awesome. What's funny is, when I started poetry, I was originally writing song lyrics. I was originally doing song lyrics before I really got into slam, spoken word, and pro style writing. And me, it's like I had a keyboard. And eventually, when I was older, I got a hold of a guitar, but I'll play you some 12 bar, and that's about it.
That's all a lot of musicians do.
I know one scale. I can't tell you what the scale is. I can just play it. That's it. But no, that's pretty interesting. Now, as you started developing, did you notice any change in the way you express, the way you compose, the way you write?
Well, a lot of it is environmental. Like when I was in DC, it was the 2000 era, so there's a lot of pop punk. There was a lot of punk bands I got to know pretty well, and but it was always kind of weird because my dad also was in a band when I was a kid playing drums. And so he always was very big on the country music and the classic rock side of things, and here I was getting into the punk side of things, getting into like Green Day, Nirvana, Operation Ivy, Stone Temple Pilots, and then I was writing a lot of music like that, and then I moved to Montana, and I realized that Montanans aren't really up for heavy sounding guitars, and so I had to figure out how to write some folk and country music to start getting some gigs. So it's kind of formulated around my environment.
Well, that's good. I mean, like if you think about it, you've heard me talk about it. One of the things I tell people when you're going into a place, know your crowd, know your audience. And if you can pay that forward, there's so much more that they will reciprocate by listening and engaging, even if it's only one of them or if it's all of them.
Oh yeah. Well, I've played to a room of 0 people, and I played to a room of like 100 people, and it's always fun playing music, and I'll just sit there play to myself.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't think I've ever asked anybody this question on any of my live stream interviews, but when you run into that, when you run into a room where you're like, okay, I think I took a wrong turn in Albuquerque, all right, how do you handle that? Like, I know as a poet, I know what I do, but how do you, as a giggy musician, handle that?
I have enough things in the works, like at home, that when I have a very little audience or when I have no audience, I see it as a kind of workshop experience of me being able to hear it in a more rounded area rather than just me singing in my bedroom or something like that. So it's always a pleasure being able to plug in and work through someone's PA system or working through my PA system. And I kind of just workshop a whole bunch of new songs or think of songs that I've always wanted to play, and I know I'm not going to do amazing, or I know I can't hit that key, but I'm like, I can try it out. Like the other day I did Country Roads, and I was like, I've never been able to hit that high note in Country Roads, but today's the day.
Well, hey, there you go. I mean, you got to try.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to try new stuff in front of like a big room of people because you're like, they came for a show, not me practicing.
True, but it's remind me when we're offline. I got a story from you from back in the day where we tried some stuff in a room full of people that we had never done before, and it crashed and burned in the best way it possibly could have. It was a disaster, but it was a beautiful disaster. 311.
Love beautiful disasters.
All right, so going forward, how did you get into actually gigging? This is something that. I run in shows like this over the years. I, of course, especially musicians, but even some of your other performance styles that are looking for performance gigs. I know it's different every arena you're in. It was one thing when I was in the Carolinas, another thing when I was in New York, when I was in Germany versus here. How did you get into gigging, and what have you found are kind of best practices when you're approaching someplace for the first time?
I got into gigging because I wanted to surround myself with more musicians, so I was working with this guy named Pat Summers, who had like a little school of rock, but it was called Rock Shop instead. And he was a big deal in New York back in the day. He was a studio musician and got to play with Kiss and stuff like that in the studio.
Nice.
And what his whole thing was is that kids would build bands and he would just book them.
Okay.
And the band I was with was like a pop punk band, and they never let me sing, and they knew I wasn't very talented at the time, but it was one of those things of I got a taste of it and I got enough spite in my belly that was like, I can do this. I want to do this. This is what I really want to do, and I'm going to show them I can do it. And the best practices for when you're going out and getting a gig is making sure everyone's comfortable. Like, one thing I ask when I'm setting up at every place is if I'm too loud at the bar. Because if the bartender can't hear their customers, they're not getting their tips, and then they're mad at you. And the whole point is for you to get invited back.
Yes.
If you want to make some money, you want to get invited back. If you
Yes.
keep burning bridges, you're not going to have a lot of work. And the best thing is just face it with an attitude of wanting to have fun. Like, I had a conversation the other day with a gentleman who was like, I don't know how you go and play. You know, I have a couple drinks, and you know, I have to do a couple things before I go and play because I'm getting so nervous. I'm like, the anxiety drives me. I'll drink a couple beers after I'm done playing, but the anxiety is what pushes it through and makes sure that I'm sharp.
Oh yeah. Is it, you know, any of you watch it online out there that have ever caught me in a groove in a drum circle? It's only because I probably had 1 or 2 rum and cokes before I got into that drum circle.
Oh yeah. Oh, in a jam session, it's all off the table. I don't need to be sharp if I'm in a jam session, and it's a lot of fun. But to be center stage is like, my anxiety is making me extremely paranoid, and my paranoia is making sure that I keep on key and everything.
Well, you know, there you go. And I'm glad that you shared that, because, you know, I try to share stories like that myself sometimes, tell people, despite what you may think, seeing me up on here, whether you're online or in the house, I'm nervous every moment I'm in front of people, every single moment. Like, literally, growing up, I learned to be an extrovert. I was not an extrovert. I was an introvert. I learned to be an extrovert. Thank you, Army. But, you know, it's one of those things like that. Now, I want to switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
And just take a brief dive into the songwriting itself. On some of my previous streams, you may have caught me. I tend to throw some variation of this at every artist that features with me. You know, everybody has their method, and some have multiple. Mm-hmm. All right. My favorite example is, at least in their earlier days, U2, again, my favorite band. They tend to come up with some music. And especially in their younger days, Bono would just kind of improv lyrics over it, and later the label would have to beat him over the head to write the lyrics down, you know, which means it would change like 10 times. Where you have others, they'll come up with a chorus, they'll come up with a couple lines for a chorus, and then they'll build a song around that to include the sound. Do you have a particular approach that you've noticed you tend to take?
Well, I started writing poetry, and as many great poets have said before me, you write drunk, edit sober. But the other thing, too, is sometimes you get a line in your head or something like that and you just need to jot it down. And later on, you can collect those lines together and try to make something cohesive. Sometimes you just get inspired and can hear it in your head, and you just need to sit down real quick and just jot it all down and figure it all out. I'm kind of the go with the flow kind of thing. Like, how I always do it is it's usually when I'm practicing covers, or I'm practicing my original ones, and I'll find a tune that I like, and I'll be like, oh, I can do something with this. And that's why I have about 30 songs with no lyrics to them, but the lyrics will come eventually. One thing I do actually, I enjoy doing here at Jives for the open mic things is I give myself a challenge if I want to try to write a song when I start the night, when I get in, do the sign up, and then by the time I get to actually perform, I want to have the song finished. And that kind of pressure works sometimes it doesn't. But it's a nice little challenge, and I would say if you're writing songs, you should give yourself little challenges, but I wouldn't give yourself stress.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who bungle it down and you're like, I have to do this, you know, every day. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to do it every day. I mean, part of being a musician and more of a free spirit is the fact that you get to kind of go with the flow of things. If you start trying to structure it like they do in little cubicles, and it's more work than you need it to be.
Yeah. Now, have you noticed within yourself and your own creativity? I mean, you give yourself structured moments, like you said here in Jives. You come in, sign up, try to have something written by the time you perform. But outside of that, have you noticed that there are certain times, like I'm a night owl, late at night is when I produce most of my best work?
Oh yeah, no, late at night is definitely. I have really bad insomnia, so I'll just sit there looking at the ceiling, going, I got lyrics. and that's about it. No, it's just it's sometimes it's like the old joke, you know, you just singing nonsense in the shower, and you're like, I actually really like that.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'm trying to kill time during a show, and I'll just play some chords and make some stuff up, and I'm like, no one recorded it, and I lost all those great lyrics. But
I had a story
late
like
night's
that.
definitely the time for writing.
Definitely. At least for me. I've known some people that are midday, early morning, whatever. I used to know a musician who always did his on his lunch breaks from work. That was his time. I was like, I'd be too worried about getting back to work. But okay, all right, awesome. If that's what works for your creativity.
16 tons. What do you get?
So, I got to wrap this up here in just a moment, but a couple more things I want to hit up with you. First things first. Let's do a quick promo talk. I know you've got a lot of gigs going on. I know you had one. You had a couple just this past weekend. We talked a little bit about that. And what else do you have coming up? Looking for, in the near future. People sitting here in town or even watching online. Where can they check you out? Where they can catch you playing?
They can catch me playing, like I said earlier, on the 2nd. I have a gig at Ohana's Kava Bar. I really appreciate them letting me have an opportunity here. Also, want to thank you, Jives, for having all of us here. It's been wonderful, and it's a great place to play, and the sound equipment's great, and the host is wonderful. Ohana has me on Saturday, and then Cristola Roadhouse, who I met here, she has me booked every Sunday at 3, or every other Sunday at 3. I also do shows every other week. Starting again on the 15th, I'm going to actually have Jade up with me.
Nice.
On the 15th. Fridays at Wackadoo Brewing, and he's been wonderful. He was actually the first place that started booking me when I moved down here, and he's been a wonderful guy, and he's allowed me to bring in a whole bunch of musicians I met here, so I've been poaching your musicians for paying gigs.
Hey.
And the rest, I'll just say you have to look at my Instagram page, and I usually post individual gigs, or I'll post a calendar of what I'm doing for the month, because I try to make up my calendar by the end of the previous month.
That means you got to look at Tripping Billy Music, just so you know right there.
Yes, at Tripping Billy Music at Instagram. I wish I had Facebook or Spotify. I really need to start a Spotify.
Yeah, well, we've talked about that. We've talked about that, and that offer's still open. You just got to bring your butt over. But no, so last thing I want to hit with you. I'm very big on the idea that we are all mentors, if by virtue of nothing else than the simple fact of you never know who is watching, listening, and learning from your example and from what you do, how you do, and why you do. So that's always been a very big thing for me. And so I want to ask you in that vein, if somebody sitting here in Jives Coffee Lounge right now, or watching online on Facebook or Instagram, is fretting or stressing over getting up to perform, or maybe they're a performer but they're fretting or stressing over sharing their own original material for whatever of the multitude of reasons we all tell ourselves. I've been through it, you've been through it. What would you say to those individuals if you could be face to face with them right now to try and motivate or inspire them to step out of the shadow and into the light of performance?
Don't let other people dictate who you're going to be.
Say that again?
Don't let other people dictate who you're going to be.
There you go.
You are you, and you can't be anyone but you. No matter where you go, there you are, and you're stuck with yourself, so might as well do what you want to do.
There you go. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Strippin' Billy, let's give it up for him one more time, please.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night. I'm excited to see the rest of the acts perform.
All right, folks, for those of you watching online on Facebook or YouTube, we are about to cut the stream here in just a moment and return to our open mic sign-up sheet as I'm elbowing the mic stand behind me. If you are here in the Colorado Springs area, come on down to Jives Coffee Lounge, 16 Cold Run Court in the old Colorado City neighborhood, right across from Bancroft Park. We still have plenty more artists left for our open mic. We'll be running until 10 o'clock or until the list runs out, whichever happens first. But you get a chance, come on down, check us out. You never know what you might find. You never know what might inspire you. You never know what might motivate you to get up and share something. If you're interested in the Front Range Groove and featuring on our live stream, a couple things you need to know. Everything I'm about to go over is in our Facebook group, again, the Overpaired Open Mic, just go in the guides section. I think it's guide number 3 or 4, has all the breakdown for booking for the Front Range Groove, and then our Friday features is further down lower. But typically, I want to see at least 4 or 5 open mic performances out of you. And if it's for the Front Range Groove, if it's for this live stream, I want those performances to include your original material. Simply because it's one thing to come up, do one set of 15 minutes, and get the crowd going right in front of you. But if you got 30 to 40 minutes, can you keep folks watching online? That's a real question right there. All right, so I typically want to see that. In accordance with all our normal house rules, you got to keep it clean, and otherwise just help promote, have fun, rock out with some stuff. You can find out those details there. You can hit me up at Poet North Star across all social media, especially Facebook, Instagram, or Vero, if you know what Vero is. You can also email me, poetnorthstar@gmail.com. Just throw something in the subject line about the live stream or the Friday feature, because that is how I handle all of my email sorting, is the subject line. All right, folks, and if you get a chance, pop in here on any other Wednesday night. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing our next Exquisite Corpse, our blind collaboration in poetry, and all other kinds of great stuff there. I hope to see you guys next month when we have Halee Holder up here featuring on the live stream. And then in January, we're going to get Jade up here featuring. Skip ahead a little bit to March. Quartz is coming in. And if you jump a little further into May, I just confirmed with Chocuba recently. Chocuba is going to be doing our live stream in May. You guys have any questions about any of that, hit us up. You can also check out at Jives Coffee Lounge on Instagram or TikTok. Yes, TikTok. Or you can also check out Jives Coffee on Facebook or at the Overpaired Open Mic on Instagram. I'm North Star. Those of you here in the house, just give me a moment. We're getting back to open mic. Those of you online, thank you for watching. Hope you check out at Trippin' Billy Music on Instagram. And remember, one word from you can speak volumes to someone else. So keep writing, keep sharing, keep listening, and keep learning. Thank you and good night.